just a nice equation. We'll be solving 5 to the x plus 5 to the x is equal to 25. And here I give you guys these options. So go ahead and pause the video and think what the answer is and put in a comment before you watch the solution. Ready? Okay, so this is what we'll do first. I'm going to check these three options and see what the answer is, if any of them. So if I plug in 1 into these two x's, we get 5 to the first plus 5 to the first. Well, that's just 5 plus 5, which is equal to 10. But we're trying to get 25, so A is not the answer. Continue with B. It looks promising, huh? Because we have 5 to the second power. However, we have another one, so that's plus 5 to the second power. This is 25 already, and then here we have another 25. Together, we get 50. That's not it, so also not the answer. Okay, C. Plugging 1/2 into these two x's, 5 to the 1/2 power plus 5 to the 1/2 power. How do we deal with the 1/2 power? Well, the answer for that is it's the same as the square root. This right here is the same as square root of 5 plus this right here is the same as square root of 5. And just a quick reason why the 1/2 power is the same as the square root. Suppose you don't know what 5 to the 1/2 power is. We can call that k. If we square both sides, we can multiply these two exponents. Half times 2 is just 1, so on the left we get 5, on the right we get k squared. Well, I want to solve for k, let me take the square roots both sides. Technically I will put plus or minus, but 5 to the 1/2 power is positive, so you don't need this. So you can see k is the same as square root of 5, which is the same as 5 to the 1/2 power. But anyways, here we have square root of 5 plus square root of 5. Is that 25? No. This right here is 2 of them, right? 2 times square root of 5. This is for sure not 25. You can work this out. This is the same as square root of 4 times square root of 5. You get square root of 20. That is not 25, because if you want to get 25, that would be square root of 25 squared, which is 625. This would have been 25, but of course not that. So, C is also not the answer either. Okay, yay, we got it. It has to be D now, right? Because none of the above. Done. Of course, I'll show you guys how to solve this, so check this out. Alright, let me rewrite the question again right here. We have 5 to the x power plus 5 to the x is equal to 25. Here, we have 2 of them and we're adding them up. So we just have 2 times 5 to the x. Keep in mind, do not add the exponents. 5 to the x and 5 to the x, they are the same thing. When we combine them, we just have 2. So just adding the coefficients, 1 and 1, we get the 2. Next, we are going to get 5 to the x by itself. To do so, just divide both sides by 2. And we see we have x in the exponent. So this is an exponential equation, and we have 2 ways to do it. One is to see if the right-hand side can be written as 5 to some power. Yes, 25 is the same as 5 squared, but 2, not so much, right? So we'll do the second way, which is we use logarithm. So we will just take log with the same base, which is 5 here. We do that both sides, so that this and that can cancel. And we'll just get x by itself, which will be log base 5 of 25 over 2. In my opinion, this is a totally okay answer. You can just leave it like that, where you just have one single logarithm, which is totally perfect. And of course, sometimes notice we can simplify this a little bit. If you want to do so, this is how. When we have log base 5 of 25 over 2, notice we have a division on the inside. So we can break it apart as a subtraction. This is log base 5 of 25 minus log base 5 of 2. This right here is actually a nice number because 25 is the same as 5 squared. So we can write this as log base 5 of 5 squared. But this right here is just that you cannot simplify it too much. You can use a calculator to get an approximation, but this is an irrational number, so I'm just going to leave it. But for this, you can cancel this and that, you'll just get 2. So you can write the answer as 2 minus log base 5 of 2, and that's it. And like always, if you only have one thing inside of the log, you don't need the parentheses, so this is totally okay. And that's it.